welcome to tonight's episode of Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel, and as always, I have a very special guest for you, Rita Joseph, who's the Democratic nominee for the 40th District Council. She'll be with us for the next 30 minutes, so stay with us. You're watching Beyond Focus TV.
Focus TV allows you to discuss contemporary topics affecting the Caribbean people on both a national and local level. The show features informed guests who offer insight, debate, and evaluate various issues. Beyond Focus TV builds on the station's mission to provide useful information to the Caribbean people in New York and abroad. Beyond Focus TV, where our viewing audience can get educated, informed, and empowered.
Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. And like I said, I have a very special guest for you, Rita Joseph, no stranger to the Beyond Focus family. Welcome back, my dear.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Well, it's great to have you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You secured the nomination.
Yes, I have. We secured the purse.
The bag is secured.
Yeah, the bag is secured.
So at least till November now.
At least till November. Exactly.
So kind of just refresh everyone what you're running for and all that good stuff.
I'm running to be your next city council person, member, woman for the 40th council
person,
district.
Woman, and now I know.
Yeah, we're trying to be politically
she,
correct.
her, it.
Yeah. She, her, they,
all pronouns.
All pronouns. I'm running for city council to be the next city council because, you know, the current city council member is term limited. So it was an open seat and I ran and I beat 10 people and here I am today.
That is amazing. And back in June when they had the primary, you know, a little bit different. It was the first time that we had rank choice.
Rank choice.
So now that it's done, what's your whole take on how the whole process went?
It was nerve-wracking to be sitting there waiting for them to give you the result.
It took time.
Yeah, it took time. The first round, the first night, I knew that I won. When I was sitting there, I have a picture of me with my mouth open. Like, once I saw the numbers, I was like, oh, wow, we did this. And so I waited, and then the first round came out. I was still waiting. They had to count absentee ballots. So I was waiting, biting my nails, and then finally the official certification came out, and I won at 59.6% of the votes. So I want to thank the voters and all those who believed in this campaign, who campaigned, volunteers, interns, staff members, all of them who dedicated themselves to this race. And I thank you, and I'm here. This is a people-powered campaign. That's what we ran on.
Powered campaign. And 59% is not like a smidgen. It's a pretty big divide.
Yes, it is. Over 10,000 votes. So 10,000 members of this community said, we believe in you, and we're going to trust you to lead this district. So I'm ready for the work on day one.
I love it, and it really does say a lot, especially because historically the primaries has such a low turnout.
Correct. Don't forget the seat hasn't been vacant in 14 years.
Has it been that long?
It's been that long. My predecessor will be the longest serving council member. So the seat hasn't been. So all the community members are vested in making sure that they had picked the right person to lead this district.
14 years is a long
It's a long time. Yes. So here we are, 14 years.
And there's pros and cons to having one person in that seat for such a long time as well.
Absolutely. So knowing that it's 2 terms, and because of redistricting coming up, I'm only serving 2 years. So I have to run again in 2023, and then I have to run again in the first time I'll serve a full 4 years is 2025 to 2029. So the terms are split 2 years. I'm going to serve 2 years. I'm going to run again. Then I'm going to serve another 2 years, and then I'm going to run again because of redistricting. So we don't know if we're going to. I know in the Congress we lost seats because of the census, but state Senate and Assembly, we don't know if we're going to gain seats. So that might shift. But I don't know in city council, so we're waiting to see what might happen. Maybe they might redraw the lines to the district as well.
But that's actually a little bit unfair for like the new people like yourself coming in.
Right. I got to run 3 times.
That's triple, whereas one person got to hold the seat.
Yes. They ran 3 different times, but for 4 consecutive years. I don't get that opportunity. This new cohort coming in, by the way, is 30 women going in for the first time. Women will be the majority in city council.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yes.
Really am happy to kind of see that movement coming. We're making stride. We're going in the right direction.
Yes, we are. The goal was to elect 21 women My first endorsement was 21 and 21, and their goal was to elect 21 women into city council, and we exceeded that by electing 30 women.
So there will be 30.
30 nominee poised to be the next city council. Yes, 30.
Wow. And what's
Yes.
the total amount?
51. 51 council members, and for the first time we'll be a majority by 30.
Women are going to run the show.
Yes, we're going to run New York.
That's a nice feeling.
Yes, it is.
And for you to actually be a part of that, you know, you're
Yes.
you're one nugget in that.
Yeah, one nugget among my sisters and cohorts that we're going, and we're pretty excited.
One nugget in the Happy Meal. You know?
Yes, one nugget in the Happy Meal with my little sweet and sour sauce.
Exactly. No, but that's, all jokes aside, that's a very big thing. I don't think we've ever seen that.
We've never seen that. So the diversity that's coming into city council, it really is a representation of what New York City really looks like. So black and brown communities, LGBTQ communities, mothers, teachers, educators, all on every level is coming into City Hall and bringing their own lived experience into City Hall. So that's pretty exciting. And we've been meeting, we've been talking to see how we're going to collaborate, because collaborative governance will be so important in this upcoming City Council race. I mean, the City Council members as well.
Now, you mentioned that, and kind of for everyone at home, kind of elaborate on that, what that collaboration is really going to look like, because we've never really had that. You know, you elect somebody, you might come out, you might hear some things, and you don't see from them again, or
Right.
you don't see them too much. What is Rita Joseph's vision of collaborative?
Collaborative, meaning that, for example, my district sits, I border 4 different council districts. 35, which will be headed by Crystal Hudson. 39, Shahana Hanif. 41 with Darlene Mealy, who's coming back. She regained her seat back. And then Councilmember Farrah Lewis. So these will be, we share borders of the district, so we will be working on initiatives together.
Okay.
Yes, we will pull our resources together to make sure that our communities get the best. And those are conversations I've already had with ladies. And I'm
Good.
excited.
That is nice, you know, because if you do border, it only makes sense. Why be against each other? It doesn't make sense.
No, not at all.
And if you are doing that approach, some people, especially when it's a border, there's spillover people going in.
Yeah, exactly. So might as well service each other. If there's a trash issue that we border, we can both work with Department of Sanitation to get it fixed. If there's a housing situation, we even share community boards. So we get to appoint, nominate people to sit on community boards. So those are collective things. We can't do them by ourselves, but if we do it together, we can serve the city and the districts that we represent even much better.
That is truly amazing. And of course, it's not quite over. We still have November.
Yeah, we have November. Remember, there's a general election November 2nd. I'm still waiting for your vote. I'm still waiting for the support. I had promised to be here on day 1. I've been working since June 22nd. Not sworn in yet, but I've been doing the work, responding to constituent needs already. So we've been on the grounds from day 1, working to make sure that that was one of the things I promised on the campaign trail, that governance, that I would be available on day 1 for the community, and I've been here.
You have. You absolutely have. Will they still remain with that ranked choice voting?
No, in November there'll just be Republican, Democrat, or Independent. So vote Democratic, Rita Joseph, straight down the line.
Okay, so you are on the ballot. So
Yes,
that's it.
I
It's
am.
only going to see your name.
That's right, Rita Joseph as the Democratic nominee.
If you're voting in the 40th council, your name would be there.
Yeah, my name will be there.
Perfect. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. I'm Lydia Patel. So Rita, as you know, a lot has been going on. Haiti has been in the news. It seems like almost every couple of years something is going on. But now Haiti needs our support.
Yes.
You're actually of Haitian descent. You
Yes.
have a large Haitian community that you'll be serving
Yes.
in your district. Earthquake recently happened.
Yes.
They need our help.
Yes, they
What's
do.
the right protocol? Because we know flashbacks to 2010, big concert, this. We had a lot of things going on. Monies were not making it, or very small amounts were making it. So how do we best, through you, through your connections, get involved and just really try to support to make sure resources is actually getting on the grounds?
Yeah, flashback, you're right. 2010, we don't want to repeat the mistakes of the past. We had every support to rebuild, yet we haven't rebuilt. Infrastructures are still the same. So this time around, we vetted organizations that we are supporting. For example, for mental health, we support Kappa Care, which is also kappacare.com. You can check them out on noanewyork.org if you want to donate. Those are the organizations that we're working with, and they're already on the grounds. They've been on the grounds. Matter of fact, Noah New York has a group of medical professionals that are leaving tomorrow on a 6 a.m. flight. About 20 doctors and nurses. They're heading down there and straight to the epicenter to make sure they go and assist the doctors that are already on the grounds. They're bringing medicines, they're bringing supplies, they're bringing everything that they had a list, and they sent the list around for their wish list to be able to be met, so they can go and support the doctors and the nurses in Haiti that are working with barely nothing.
Wow.
Yes. Again, our community we're traumatized. And I know that one of the things that Councilmember Farrah Lewis had made available is mental health services available to the community Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 at Evangelical Crusade Church, and I believe at Brooklyn Commons, that you can get mental health support. Because seeing the images, reliving it if you were a survivor, those things are traumatizing.
And yeah, a lot of people have very good, very close Haitian friends, and for them, it does bring back everything. It's like a flashback to 2010, or people who ended up moving up here because of that. It's heartbreaking. It's the numbers are nowhere near that. Thank God, of course. But it doesn't mean that the impact isn't
real. It's not there. I have a friend of mine who used to work for the UN, and most of her team passed away. And when she saw the earthquake again, I can imagine. I'm sure she probably won't say it, but I'm sure she was back in fetal position, in like survivor remorse, and she was going through it because most of her team. She worked at the UN. Most of her team had died, and she was one of those that survived, and she moved back here. And I know Saturday brought back a lot of memories and a lot of trauma. So, and I'm calling to check up on her to make sure that she's dealing with the trauma.
And there's people here who might have family over there who cannot go, or knowing that their family's there, I cannot come here.
Right.
So that's great that Councilmember Lewis actually made that available. I've been seeing it on News 12 that there's been stuff on Newkirk. Newkirk is a very big...
Yeah, we had a vigil, we had a prayer, we had all faiths there. We had a rabbi, imam, Catholic priest, Baptist, all faith leaders were there to help lead our community in prayer. We will need more than prayers. Prayers are important, yes, but we will need money, donations, items to make sure that the people in Haiti are good. And I've also like to thank the community for the outpour. My phone has not stopped ringing since Saturday. What can we do to support you? What is it that you need? Please let us know. And that's from every single community. Every single community member I plan to represent at the city council have been, what can we do for you, Rita? And that's been an amazing thing. And I just want to thank the community, thank them on behalf of the Haitian community and behalf of the people of Haiti.
So now, and it just kind of gives me chills to think about, they're going through the situation, and there's still a pandemic.
Correct.
COVID is not done.
No.
So now you have this issue, and we already lacked supplies of masks and all those things beforehand. Because my family, like Trinidad, is no different in terms of the mask, and the numbers are up there. There's still curfews. Things aren't being respected. I don't know if it's just a Caribbean thing that they just can't get it together. They tried enforcing fines. They've put the curfews, and the numbers are just not going down. And they're getting those rejected vaccines. If Pfizer is for the elite on the island, Here, Pfizer, you choose between Pfizer or Moderna.
Well, Johnson & Johnson.
I don't even know anyone who's still even giving J&J. But basically, the main two is Moderna and Pfizer. And they're getting these weird names, and I was like, they're giving the rejected ones.
Yep.
Because they feel it's Caribbean and it's third world, that they could give you guys
Third world.
So all that to say, Haiti is still fighting the pandemic.
Correct.
Like every other Caribbean, like everyone in the world,
Exactly.
to be exact.
And then you have tropical, and Mother Nature hasn't given them a break. You had tropical grace. So I was watching videos, and I'm seeing families literally just sitting outside. There's no home, and it's pouring rain, and my heart is breaking. I'm watching children as a mother, as an educator. I'm watching these things, and they're breaking my heart. And I'm like, I feel so helpless, as much as I am doing, but at the same time, I feel like I'm helpless. Like it's not getting there fast enough to relieve them. The tents, they need tents to at least stay under the rain, to shelter them from under the rain.
So what would be some of the immediate things for anybody watching? What could we do if we're going to send, of course, the masks and all those things, but then there's other types of supplies. If you have any listing of anything that could help guide us.
One of the things I know in the list that was the tents, the gloves, batteries, emergency candles, first aid kits, gauze, bandage, things I'll probably take for granted, flashlights, scissors, hand sanitizers, PPE, since we're still fighting a pandemic.
We are, yes.
Yes, and I know they were asking for baby products, personal hygiene. Women, through shock, their bodies change.
Yeah, it would induce your menstrual to come on.
Exactly. So, yeah. Exactly. So those are the things we're looking for. We're also accepting donations at Madison Boys and Girls Club, which is on 2245 Bedford Avenue. Bridge Multicultural Project, which is 1894 Flatbush Avenue, Brooklyn, New York. Medgar Evers, you can drop stuff off at the gym. If you're in Queens, you could go to the Pierre Toussaint Community Center on 191-04 Jamaica Avenue. You can also go to Zami Restaurant. If you're in this area, Zami is also accepting donations
Well,
as
hold
well.
that thought, because when we come back, we're going to do a little bit more of a rundown.
Okay.
Hold that thought, guys. We'll be right
I'm
back.
holding.
You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us. Welcome back. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. So Rita, how do you feel on a personal level seeing this? Because I could see the sadness. You're excited. You've won the nomination and all that stuff, but that's Rita Joseph on a professional level.
Right.
Then there's the Rita Joseph right now who's feeling it. You're going through it, and I could see that on your face. And it's good for us to see that human side.
Going through it, traumatic. As a daughter of Haiti, I'm just lost for words that every time we move 10 steps forward, we always get hit. We keep getting hit. I know they say, well, resilience, but how much more resiliency can we demonstrate after we've been hit after hit? It's like we're constantly being punched like a punching bag.
Yeah.
And I'm praying for a breakthrough, that one day we get it right. We do it. And we get treated right, and
their president was just assassinated. It's just
on your own land. So it's it's trauma on top of trauma. So you have trauma you've never dealt with. You haven't dealt with it because you have July 7th, you have an assassination, and then you have an earthquake. So it's trauma on top of trauma. So that's why mental health becomes very important. That's why organizations like Copper Care that are on the grounds that's doing the type of mental support, they have provided mental support the minute the earthquake finished happening. They were one of the orgs that were on the ground making sure that mentally that the people were good. And that was important.
Wow. I mean, it's just a lot to take in.
It is a lot.
Have you spoken to other people here who might have family over there?
Yeah, I have friends who I haven't heard from their families. if they have, I know there was a problem with the phone line. The
Yep.
phone lines were horrible. So if they would get on the phone, I said, even if you get them for 2 seconds, as long as you can hear their voices, that reassures you that they're okay.
Yeah,
That's
see
what
that
matters.
that last scene on WhatsApp becomes so important sometimes.
Exactly.
You're like,
It's very important, because I remember in 2010, I wasn't able to talk to my brother for a year. I mean, not a year, a week. So it was a week that I kept on calling. Finally, one day he picked up the phone, and I'm like, oh, thank you. That's all I wanted to hear was him say hello. And I'm sure a lot of family members are waiting for the same thing
that's
to say.
just that hello.
Just a hello, and I'm good. And that's what we're hoping for. So lots of love, lots of prayer to the Haitian people. Thank you for your courage, your strength. I don't know if I would be able to survive, but they managed to survive.
Do you think you'll be willing to, or able, based on your schedule, to make a trip?
If a trip becomes available, I'll definitely make a trip to go and see myself. First, hands-on. I'm a hands-on person.
Yes, you are.
I want to see that. I want to see them. I want to see and make sure they're okay. I'm not part from that southern part, but I'm Haitian after all. Haitian. I got to go see for myself to make sure that they're good.
How do you remember your very first trip post when you went in? I know you went after the earthquake, and it was your first time going back and seeing the rubble and the destruction. Because how do you describe that moment?
I remember every time I saw a house, I would ask them to slow down. I would stop and I would look and I would say, wow, that was a family that lived there. I wonder where they are. I wonder what they're doing, what happened to them. I would wonder, and then I would see the survivors. I remember going on a trip, and we distributed shoes, 3,000 pairs of shoes that day. We stayed in the sun, and it gave me hope. And I remember one time I went to visit this orphanage, and we went with shoes, and I remember this little boy was pulling on my pants. He was like, but you only gave me one pair of shoes. He says, I need more than one. I need one for church, and I need one for every day. And that just warmed my heart that day. So, and after the earthquake, I was in Haiti every other weekend. My mother used to always say, oh, so you eat in New York and you drink water in Haiti. I said, Mom, they need me and I have to be there. So I would go Friday, come back Sunday. I would leave on a Thursday, come back a Sunday night with stuff. I didn't give people stuff anymore to carry. I would bring them myself, suitcases after suitcases, whether it's toys, medicines, clothes. I was on the ground making sure that I was taking care of my community.
Wow. You see, and that's stuff that people might not even know
Those
that you
are
were
things
doing.
I don't talk about. Just under the radar, just getting the work done. And most people who know me knows that. I fly under the radar. I'm just about doing the work and getting it done without the glory, without having to say, ooh, look what I'm doing, look what I'm doing. I was raised that one hand doesn't need to tell the other hand what it's doing.
No, I know. I come from that same premise as well. So I understand. But for you to go and actually do the work and come back, and it takes a toll. But
Yeah.
you know, it's almost like you're called to do it. It's like you just know you have to.
It's correct.
You can't describe
What is the
it.
saying? Much is given and much is required.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it pretty much it's a duty. It's a duty.
duty.
And even when I went to Trinidad, and I stayed in Belmont and I visited a church, and because I stayed at someone's home, so I didn't have to pay for a hotel and anything. So when they were passing the basket, I just put a wobble of money in it. And I don't know how they knew, maybe because it was American dollars. And the church wrote to me to tell me thank you, because with that donation, they were able to build a library. And
Wow.
I cried. I was like, wow, I didn't do it to get the glory or anything, but they wrote me just to say thank you. And I was like, wow, I didn't want to know. And even when the person who got it, the letter, they were like, you did this? And I was like, yeah, but it was supposed to be quiet. Nobody was supposed to know about that. And how did they figure it out? They're like, you were probably the only face they'd never seen before, and the money was all American in US dollars.
1 + 1
And they're like,
is 2.
it was that girl.
No, but doing those things does mean a lot. And I know you see those things happening back to you. Those blessings are coming back. So, you know, we're still keeping you in prayer. November.
Thank you. November 2nd.
November 2nd. And then January. What's the official day you would take your first day in office?
I believe January 1st, 2022. I'm going to have an inauguration. The community is going to come celebrate, because
Yes,
this
we
is
will.
their victory. Because of them, I am here. So I wouldn't do it without them. So I'm definitely going to celebrate them. I'm going to love on them.
And where's the office? Where's your office going to be?
I won't be able to pick an office until January.
Okay.
But I am looking. I want to be in the heart of the district. I want to make sure it's accessible to my seniors, my community members, so they don't have to travel too far. I'm excited. I'm ready to serve.
And it's going to be a open policy based on COVID restrictions, of course.
Based on COVID restrictions, one of the coolest things I want to do is I want to meet my community where they are. I want to make sure my office is open late twice a week during the week, and I want to have every other weekends available for those who can't come during the weekdays. I just want to be creating a new leadership for them.
I think it's needed. And I think you're going to set the bar. You might make some other people jealous because,
No. They might want to move to my district because they want that council member.
that or the others are just going to have to step up, because if you're open late, you're actually catering to a working community, which
Absolutely.
we have extended. Sometimes you work in late, sometimes you're not available on the weekends.
Exactly.
And it's almost like when you have post office hours where it's only between 9 and here.
5. So if you get off work too late, you miss it at 5. That's it. You can't.
And now
really
that
back
requires me having to lose pay. There's a lot of people who are
Or
on
you have to travel
hourly.
far to go to Cadman Plaza post office.
So it's kind of, it gets to be a lot,
Yes.
and you're actually representing the community. So it's showing that. So congratulations again. We're looking forward to it.
Thank
Let us
you.
know when the big inauguration's happening.
Yes, you'll be live.
We'll be live. We'll be there. I
Yes.
will be on site. So we will get to come out. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You can still go to ritajoseph.com if you want to donate, volunteer, learn more about the campaign, learn more about my platform. You can still visit ritajoseph.com.
Absolutely. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, you can send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. I'm your host, Lydia Patel. Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll be back again next week. Same time, same place. You're watching Beyond Focus TV. Stay with us.
Beyond Focus TV show wants and needs your feedback. Did we blunder? Please let us know so we can improve. Was the show helpful to you? Drop us a note so we can share the success with our staff members. Is there something you think we could do better? We welcome new ideas and new approaches to old ideas. Do you have a great suggestion? Let us know and we'll work on it. If you would like to share your comments anonymously, please send us an email at info@beyondfocusmedia.com. If you want to get in touch with the executive producer directly, send him an email at gene@beyondfocusmedia.com. We really look forward to hearing from you.